To be very clear, this video is specifically for self-published authors who are ready to transform their book's manuscript or future idea to book form on the ACX, Audible, Amazon platform. If that's you, welcome and stay tuned. My name is Coach E. Kong. I'm a business owner, but I'm also an author on the ACX platform. Listen to the sample of my latest book. Chapter 8, Sensitive. Contrary to popular belief. Okay, so why even make an audiobook? According to current statistics, 73 million people listen to some type of audio at least once a year in the United States. Multiply that by the rise and popularity of audio entertainment such as podcasts, and you could probably understand how creating an audiobook is one of the best and most time-sensitive options for passive income. Time-sensitive because sooner or later, technology will be moving to the next phase. So you want to strike while the iron is hot. All right, so let's dissect the 3 E's. In order to be successful, the best audiobooks need to include at least one, if not all 3 of these things. And that is the ability to entertain, educate, or empower. Comment below as what the core of your message will do. And once you get past that, you normally can start with great potential. All right, so to get started, it's kind of subjective because if you look around, most people will tell you that you begin an audiobook by either finding suggested software like this software called Audacity, or they tell you to start the daily practice of reading aloud. This way you're ensuring comfort and enunciation if you choose to narrate the book yourself. These are both actually good things, but to be very, very clear, this is not where you start. You'll actually start by going to Google and typing in the words ACX audio submission requirements and hit search. For those that don't know, ACX stands for Audiobook Creation Exchange, and its main purpose is to help amplify your story to millions of customers through outlets such as Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. All right, so when you run the numbers and we're just looking at like self-publishing authors who don't have a big publishing companies to stand behind them, who are not celebrities, when you're just talking about I won't say regular people, only about 30% of them actually have an audiobook to go with their written work. Why is that? Well, part of that group is traditionalists. They don't care what technology is doing. They want to keep it simple, and they believe that their community is going to support them regardless because, they're probably in the same mind frame of being traditionalists as well. The rest of the people, probably like the person maybe listening to this or myself, we want to get our story out in the public forum via audio. We just don't know how. Now, not to be the bearer of bad news, but ACX, they know that you want to get on their platform, which is why they have obstacles baked in the process. And I'm not mad at them from a business standpoint because what it does is it creates scarcity. As we know, as you probably learned in school, scarcity drives up value. So the more people want to be a part of something and can't, the more interested everything becomes and the more you can actually drive up the price. And in this case, you can basically drive up the value of your platform because only a certain few people can get through the obstacles. So to better understand ACX and what you're actually up against, I thought it would be befitting to use a sports example. In this example, let's use the Hall of Fame player, Dikembe Mutombo. For those unfamiliar, Dikembe was arguably one of the best defensive players in arguably one of the best eras in basketball, the 1990s, mid-90s to be exact. He had a finger wag anytime he would block or reject the opposing player's shot. Not only that, he had a kind of a phrase. His phrase would be, "Not in my house." Of course, with the Congo accent, "Not in my house," real raspy. Mutombo is ACX. ACX loves nothing more, it seems, than to see you coming down the lane, project in hand, and simply reject and throw your project to the back of the bleachers and say, "Not in my house." Please do not make the mistake myself and many others do, spending time, effort, and energy preparing something without actually understanding the several specific formats and or quality standards needed to go into the successful realm of getting your project approved. Per ACX policy, the average time they say you'll hear back to see if your book has been accepted after submission is 30 days. Realistically, it could be closer to 5 to 6 weeks. Therefore, I suggest never agreeing to anything in your personal dealings with partners, events, or better yet, even mentioning the audiobook you have to family members until you get full clearance and everything's been approved. Even at that point, go back in, actually check and make sure everything's actually posted and verified. In terms of budget, I say please try to begin with at least $600. That's USD in case you're outside of the US. This is going to cover possible equipment, studio time, marketing, hiring, and or outsourcing. Okay, so let's look at the best and worst types of audiobooks to create. The worst types, some of the worst types rather, are going to be your reference books, quotation books, home and garden. Sorry if that's what you're into. Cookbooks, picture books, and travel guides. Some of the best ones are your self-help spirituality, your history biography, your mystery thriller, your science fiction, health and fitness is really big, and then of course, romance and business. Now, when it comes to narration, you have a couple of options. One of them could be based on the offers that you agree to pay up front for the narration that you hire. The other is a 50-50 royalty where they do it for free. But as we all know, nothing's really free. So just know that 50-50 split will be for the lifetime of any royalty sales. Also, know this, most narrators will charge a base expense off of the computed per finished hour. They call this a PFH. A PFH contract basically means that the narrator would be paid the contracted hourly rate multiplied by the runtime of the audiobook. So like, for instance, a 10-hour audiobook could require 60 or more hours to produce. The most experienced narrators are going to charge anywhere between 200 to 400 PFH for the narration fee. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, it's very important that we talk legal a little bit, just so you guys understand. So there's an exclusive and non-exclusive rights on ACX because it's legally binding. If you're on ACX exclusively, you will breach your agreement if you're found on any other platforms. For the non-exclusive, you get more flexibility. It could still be used on the ACX platform, but just consider one is 40% royalty and the other is 25% royalty. Your agreement will last 7 years, but if you check line 12A as in Apple in the contract, it does allow for you to change your status of exclusivity via email after the year of the date your book was added onto the platform. Another tip, I personally do not recommend you recording your audiobook yourself. Just kind of the basis of it is the sound and quality, all of that is very, very scrutinized under the ACX platform. It probably makes more sense if you're kind of a novice in that area to just go ahead and get the investment through a studio, have them do it, have them clean it up, and kind of allow the peace of mind for someone else to get that done for you. If you have a longer book, this tip is break it up. You can literally break up your book into maybe 3 different books if it's long enough. And as long as it's up to like an hour and 20 minutes, you're good to go per each book, I'm saying. So if you have like a really long book, let's say you have like a book that's like 4 hours. If you break that into 2 books for two-hour books, that would be lucrative in its own right. I don't really have to explain that, but that's just a tip. Taxes. Don't forget about this. The IRS wants to make examples of people who are getting their beak a little wet through entrepreneurship. So please make sure your end of year tax forms are up to date. You can pull them off the website and, get them printed out. Make sure everything is in order with your books. But listen, if you're someone who's serious and you actually want to get more information, just click the link in the bio. Get my ebook. The ebook is basically going to break down everything in an easily digestible way, give you all the tips, short, compact, ready to go. Just click the link in the bio and you'll have some access to me, 24/7 email access. So you'll be ready to go and you'll actually have a mentor to kind of guide you through. But other than that, y'all, thank you for watching. Again, this is Coach E. Kong. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.